we told them, you know, we're Australian, we're Lebanese, but we're born here. Everything was sweet, we were shaking hands. And then all of a sudden, just someone from around here just threw a glass bottle, hit me in the head. And then everyone started coming.
That's when the crowd got a bit aggro.
People just come in from the left, from the right, just running at me, trying to kick me, trying to trip me over.
Everyone was just throwing punches, and then I was on the ground. I blacked out. I didn't even know what was happening. My body went numb. I just didn't feel anything. And like I could feel the kicks coming, but because my blood was rushing that quick, I didn't know what was happening. Then cops came.
I've been coming here for years, and to come here one day and get bashed, you know, you don't feel safe anymore, you feel violated.
It's from when you were here. Have you been back to Cronulla?
Yeah, when I done that
the interview.
Yeah.
But apart from that, it's pretty obvious you were there then. Apart from that,
No, I haven't been back.
are you scared to go back?
Yeah, I suppose so.
What are you scared of?
Getting jumped again.
Are you really?
Yeah. That's the only thing, like, I don't want to go back and get put on, like the way I was put on that day. I didn't go down there to do trouble. I just went there to go for a swim like I normally do.
And that was your beach? You'd been going there with your parents for some time?
Yeah, I have. Since I was young, my parents took me there, you know, that's the only beach I've ever known. And it was ugly to see what happened, and like, I felt ashamed, you know. I'm Australian too.
Did you feel Australian that day?
No.
Been a Cronulla regular since I could remember, and if there's anything in the entire conflict that we should do, it's we can spend all our time looking back at the horrors of the day, but I think we need to look forward, and I think the essence of this is we need to forgive each other, because there's anger on both sides, and it's terrible what's happened, but I would like to see everyone forgive each other and come together, hopefully.
And you saw what happened. Everyone, they want to say it wasn't race connected. When you got people with offensive stuff on their shirts about our prophet, about our God, you know, attacking us. What's that? And the actions of those guys. You know, what else do you call it?
Very small, very, very small minority of people
it was a small
who
minority,
feel that way.
5,000 people. Everyone knew what it was about. Those text messages said it all. Bash the Lebs and bash the Wogs. Let's go down and it was a Leb and Wog bashing day.
The thing is that we're avoiding the issue of the build-up of frustration, and
that's what the police are for, man.
But I've got to say, the police have come to my rescue. You know, there was about 4 years ago when, you know, I was at the beach and I saw a guy of Middle Eastern background, and he pinched, you know, a white Anglo girl in the bum, and I went over, mate. Within 2 minutes, I was surrounded by these guys, and I've never experienced fear like that. I'll be honest with you. And so that frustration on the day that was shown was inexcusable. The way the people, you know, enforced it and expressed them, absolutely inexcusable. But there were reasons why which led to that frustration. You've got to understand. It's a minority.
The guys are saying that it's a peaceful. It wasn't peaceful. It wasn't meant to be peaceful.
It wasn't peaceful. No.
They blame alcohol. Don't blame alcohol. That's a cheap way out. And
but you got to agree. Yes, but alcohol doesn't help, does it? You lose your.
One of the first things that we must, as a whole community, is put our hands up and say yes, we are responsible for what had happened. And let's sit together and fix it for once and for all. Let's not start pointing the fingers, because that's exactly what's happening. We just point the finger at each other and play the blaming game. Okay. There is no one to be blamed here but ourselves if we all of us call each other Australians.
I'm a teacher. A 12-year-old girl said to me, "Miss, I'm ashamed to be a Muslim. They're all rapists and terrorists." Now, how does a 12-year-old girl get that sort of image of herself on a daily basis? These children are being told that they're bad.
Okay, let's go to the Monday then. The next day after when we saw the madness, more disgrace. Steve B was just going to his shop that night. Have a look what happened.
I was walking back from the 7-Eleven, just going to get a canned drink. I heard some yelling and screaming across the road. I looked across. There was some 3 or 4 young guys trying to drag a guy out of the vehicle. Luckily, the guy in the vehicle managed to drive off. Thought I'm just going to get out of here, get into my vehicle, get out of the area. Next thing I know, some guy had run across from me. I heard running and like a screaming. I turned up. That's the first guy that throws the beer bottle at me. I back into this alcove here. And next thing I know, there's 20, 30 guys hitting me. Hit, just getting hit in the head. And the next thing I can remember, there was a steel bar coming up and hitting me. And I don't know what happened from then. Next thing I know, I'm laying on the ground and the police or the dog squad arrived.
So where's Steve? Steve, now, we say Steve B, you're obviously, you're afraid to give your name here. Are you still scared?
Yeah, I don't know, just, yeah, it's dangerous. Yeah, I probably am scared to say it. But if you're black, white or chocolate fudge ripple, I don't care, you know what I mean? Mate, it's a gang, not saying they're Muslim, it's a gang of 20, 30 kids harassing people on the beach. A gang of kids that should have just got a kick in the butt 5 years ago. That's it. But there's 20, 30 kids that should have got a kick in the butt. Yeah.
Can we just get to the biggest problem that we have at the moment is addressing the racism that exists and everybody's trying to cover it with sugar. Let's get to the sponge of the cake and really discuss the matter and why all this stuff finally came to a head and finally came to realise at Cronulla. This has been going on for years. Everyone that says that this has not been going on is living in La La Land. I mean, it's time to come out of La La Land and really address the issue so we can solve the issue.
You're saying racism on both sides?
Both sides of the fence is racism. The Australians used to call us wogs. We used to go to the beach. I've been in this country for many, many years. We used to go to the beach, and we used to get scared to go to the beach on our own. That's when we started going in groups, and that's when they started hating us. We helped each other when the Australians came and fought against us. And this is how we got this reputation as having been a gang. We're no gang.
For the past 20 minutes, me, myself and a few friends have sat back listening to the older generation point the finger at religion, race. It's got nothing to do with that. At the end of the day, it's the parents are bringing up these kids with a lack of respect and tolerance. On both sides it is, the attitude and the behaviour absolutely sucks. That's where the problem is. It's not in race and religion. We can live with that. We're all friends. It's about the lack of respect and tolerance.
Lady in front, what do you got to say?
As a 17-year-old living in southwest Sydney, we can walk to school 5 days a week. We can get stopped 3 out of the 5 days, get harassed for being Australian walking to school.
I'm Lebanese and I'm Muslim and I also get harassed. So it's not just the Aussies. I really, really get angry when Aussies think that they're targeted just because they're white. That is not true. All women get harassed. All women get harassed. All women get harassed.
Okay.
It's nothing to do with race. Nothing to do with religion. It's all to do with behaviour and the lack of parenting.
What we're talking about here tonight is a gang of totally uncontrollable youth who are creating enormous trouble throughout Sydney and have done so for a long, long time. I was in the North Cronulla Surf Club on Wednesday the 7th and witnessed a bashing far more violent than anything you've shown here tonight. Now, the Cronulla people realised they were totally isolated. They've been bashed and put upon for years with no police protection.
Thank you on this. We have to wrap it up now. Fadi?
What we need is not more force on these kids. You have to give a break to these kids. These kids are disadvantaged. What we need to do is place programs and teach these kids how to respect others, teach these kids how to respect the police and respect the society they live in.
Cronulla is like a ghost town. As soon as the sun goes down, everyone disappears. Everyone is still frightened. They're waiting for the next wave of attacks, whether it's, the Anglo-Saxons or the Lebanese or whoever it is. And, because of that, the people that are trying to cause chaos in our community are winning. We have to get back to life as normal, go back and shop and eat and whatever else, and, forget what happened in December and move on.